Riskready OS is not simply a software platform. It is being built as capital readiness infrastructure for the modern business environment. The platform is designed to help businesses become structurally stronger, operationally clearer, acquisition-ready, and better positioned for measurable business outcomes. At the center of this system is structural artificial intelligence, governed by responsible artificial intelligence principles, so the intelligence is not random, disconnected, or merely task-based. It is organized around readiness, governance, risk, capital access, and enterprise value. To understand why this matters, we first have to look at the core problem most businesses face today. Most businesses generate data every day. They have financial records, customer activity, operational processes, decisions, communications, and performance outcomes. But most of that data does not become intelligence. It sits in systems, reports, spreadsheets, and workflows without being converted into structured business insight. That means many businesses are still operating reactively. They respond after problems occur instead of seeing risk, weakness, and opportunity before it affects performance. Riskready OS is designed to transform business data into intelligence, and intelligence into measurable outcomes. That distinction is what separates traditional artificial intelligence from structural artificial intelligence. Traditional artificial intelligence is often task-based. It helps automate messages, answer questions, create content, summarize information, or improve productivity. Those tools are useful, but they do not necessarily make a business stronger. Structural artificial intelligence is different. It evaluates the structure of the business itself. It looks at readiness, governance, documentation, risk, capital positioning, operational discipline, and outcome potential. In simple terms, traditional artificial intelligence helps people do tasks faster. Structural artificial intelligence helps businesses become stronger, more fundable, more scalable, and more valuable. Now let's look at how Riskready OS turns that concept into an actual implementation framework. This is the Riskready OS implementation model. The system begins with the business itself, its operations, structure, documentation, leadership, capital position, and risk profile. Then the structural artificial intelligence layer evaluates that information through organized intelligence engines. These engines are not operating loosely. They are governed by an artificial intelligence governance engine that guides responsible, transparent, compliant, and accountable artificial intelligence use. That is important because the goal is not just automation. The goal is trusted intelligence that can support better decisions, stronger businesses, and improved institutional readiness. The next slide simplifies this into the intelligence layer that sits at the center of Riskready OS. The Riskready OS intelligence layer is where the business becomes measurable. This layer contains engines focused on fundability, business model strength, revenue intelligence, confidence indicators, risk assessment, documentation integrity, institutional diligence, deployability, and correction. Each engine has a role. Some identify weaknesses, some evaluate readiness, some detect risk, some guide improvement. Together, these engines create a continuous learning system. Riskready OS does not simply diagnose a business one time. It is designed to monitor, evaluate, improve, govern, and repeat. That leads us to one of the most important questions in business. Why do some businesses outperform others? Business performance is not random. Some businesses outperform because they are structurally stronger. They have better governance, stronger leadership, cleaner financial structure, smarter capital deployment, better risk controls, and higher documentation quality. Riskready OS calls this structural alpha. Structural alpha is the difference created when a business is organized, governed, documented, and positioned better than its competitors. This is where excess business performance begins. The next slide sharpens that point and shows how Structural Alpha becomes an engine inside Riskready OS. The Structural Alpha engine is designed to evaluate the business inputs that most directly affect performance. Governance, leadership, financial structure, capital deployment, risk controls, and documentation quality all feed into the system. The output is not just a score. The desired output is excess business performance, better readiness, better credibility, better institutional positioning, and better value creation. In other words, Riskready OS is not guessing why a business may succeed or fail. It is building a structured intelligence model to measure the conditions that drive better outcomes. Once that structure is measured, the business can move through a clear readiness pathway. This slide shows the transformation pathway. A business begins with basic inputs: operations, financials, documentation, leadership, and risk factors. Riskready OS then moves the business through structural assessment, risk analysis, correction, underwriting readiness, and capital readiness. That pathway matters because capital readiness is not just about wanting funding. It is about being prepared for lender review, investor review, acquisition review, and institutional scrutiny. Riskready OS helps move the business from being informal and reactive to being structured and capital ready. But capital readiness is only part of the bigger picture. The larger goal is enterprise value creation. Enterprise value is not created by revenue alone. A business can have revenue and still be weak. It can have customers and still be disorganized. It can have potential and still fail under due diligence. Riskready OS evaluates current value, future value, value drivers, value destroyers, and growth opportunities. This is how the platform moves beyond simple funding readiness and begins supporting enterprise value creation. The goal is to help businesses understand what matters, strengthen what drives value, and correct what damages value. To make that kind of intelligence trustworthy, Riskready OS needs governance built into the artificial intelligence lifecycle. The artificial intelligence governance engine is embedded across the Riskready OS lifecycle. It supports governance, risk management, ethics, compliance, security, monitoring, accountability, and transparency. This is critical because artificial intelligence without governance can create confusion, errors, bias, compliance issues, and institutional mistrust. Riskready OS is being designed so artificial intelligence is not only powerful, but also responsible, explainable, and governed. That is what makes the system more credible for businesses, consultants, lenders, investors, and institutional partners. Once governance is in place, the system can begin improving itself over time. Riskready OS is designed as a self-improving intelligence network. The system monitors, evaluates, learns, improves, governs, and repeats. That cycle is powerful because every business interaction can contribute to better intelligence over time. The more the system observes business structures, outcomes, corrections, and performance patterns, the more valuable the intelligence network becomes. This is one of the strongest long-term valuation arguments for Riskready OS. It is not only a platform. It is a learning business intelligence network. And that learning network leads directly into business outcome intelligence. Business outcome intelligence is the larger vision. Riskready OS is not only trying to help businesses complete tasks, it is designed to help businesses improve outcomes. Those outcomes include revenue growth, risk reduction, enterprise value creation, capital efficiency, and competitive advantage. The system brings together capital intelligence, operational intelligence, governance intelligence, valuation intelligence, and predictive intelligence. That combination allows Riskready OS to move from diagnosis to decision support, and from decision support to measurable business impact. The platform then evolves through a clear development path. This slide shows the evolution of Riskready OS. Phase 1 begins with the Capital Readiness Platform. Phase 2 expands into the Readiness Intelligence Platform. Phase 3 becomes the Business Outcome Intelligence Platform. Phase 4 moves toward Enterprise Intelligence Infrastructure. That progression is important because it shows that Riskready OS is not being built as a single-feature tool. It is being built as a long-term infrastructure platform for business intelligence, readiness, governance, and outcomes. And that brings us to the final positioning statement. Wall Street built financial intelligence infrastructure focused on assets, markets, securities, and capital movement. Riskready OS is building business outcome intelligence infrastructure focused on enterprises. That means Riskready OS is designed to help businesses become more structured, more responsible, more scalable, more governed, and more transparent. This is the larger opportunity: to create the intelligence layer that helps businesses become stronger before they seek capital, stronger before they scale, and stronger before they face institutional review. Riskready OS is not just helping businesses get ready for funding. It is helping businesses get ready for the future.